let's discuss what's going to happen to our infrastructure or transportation system. The Transportation Secretary, Pete Buttigieg, is here. Good morning to you, sir. It's going to be very stressful out there, as you know, so we're glad to have you here. More than 3,200 flights have been canceled. Major highways are closed. Bus and train service also affected as the storm threatens to make travel impossible in some areas today. Your top concern right now?
Well, the top concern is always safety. On the aviation side, our national aviation system is operating, but it's operating under enormous strain. And what you have is multiple issues across the different areas of the airspace. In the Northwest, we actually have another storm coming in, bringing in snow that's affecting Seattle, Portland, and airports in that area. On the East Coast, from Boston down toward Atlanta, wind is the main issue. And then, as your correspondent Pete reported, in the middle of the country, it's really about that frigid temperature that you're seeing. That limits the ability of ground crews to operate. They make it look easy. You see that they've got a lot of winter weather gear, but there is still only so long that these workers can be on the ground servicing those aircraft before it's a safety issue and they need to get back inside. So all of that contributed yesterday to cancellation rates around 10%. Now, of course, that means 90% of flights did go, but just to put that in perspective, I consider anything above about 2% to be a high rate of cancellation, and today, as was reported, we're already above the number of cancellations we saw yesterday. Yeah. So the aviation picture, going to see a lot of disruptions. Encourage people to stay in close touch with your airlines, watch that app, see what's happening to your flight. But from a safety perspective, the thing I'm most worried about is the roadways. You got a lot of drivers, maybe not used to driving in winter conditions. Maybe you're traveling to a place you're not used to driving to visit relatives, and I just want to urge everyone. I know we all want to get to our loved ones for the holidays, but please pay close attention to what local authorities are saying. And if they're saying it's not safe to drive, it's not safe to drive. Yeah, no matter how much you want to be quickly to your loved ones, make sure you get there safe.
Yeah, follow their direction. I'm glad you're stressing the roads, because that's how most people travel, is on the roads, and it's not necessarily air travel, although that's very important. Listen, President Biden, Secretary, is urging Americans to stay off the roads in places where the weather is bad, as you just have as well. The cancellations that you mentioned likely to push some families to drive even more and to drive home for the holidays instead. How important is it for people to heed the warnings that the president is giving and that you just gave here on our air as well?
Well, lots of things are so important to us around the holidays, our traditions, our loved ones. But of course, the most important thing is to be safe, to be alive and well for your loved ones. And that means making smart choices when it comes to driving conditions and road conditions. If the indication from the forecasts and local authorities is that you can drive, but you need to do it with caution, take those steps. We've got recommendations on our website. You can see that with local authorities too, about how to make sure that your car is equipped for winter weather, that you are using a car seat in a way that's safe with blankets and jackets on the outside of the straps, not the inside. Just those kinds of steps that'll make it safe. But if they're saying don't drive, don't drive. The president indicated just how serious this is. We're seeing things like I-90 actually closed outright in parts of South Dakota and Minnesota last I saw. That is not a step that authorities take lightly, closing an interstate. So you really want to make sure that you're paying attention to those local warnings, because these temperatures that we're seeing, especially in the middle part of the country, that can turn an ordinary fender bender into something much more dangerous.
Listen, I know that you're the Transportation Secretary, but I also want to talk about infrastructure because the two do connect. I had on just moments ago Craig Miller, who's a professor of electrical and computer engineering at Carnegie Mellon University, and he talked about the stress on our power grids, and he talked about the lines, possibility of lines snapping in the cold weather, and then the stress once that workers can't get out there in the middle of it. It's going to take some time. It's got to warm up a little bit for them to be able to get out there, and then the stress it puts on the system once it comes back on, because everyone has their power on in the surge and what have you. Can you speak to that and offer people some advice?
Well, I don't want to get too far outside of my expertise, but definitely this is another area where you want to pay attention to what local authorities and local utilities are saying. Just as we have extraordinary transportation workers across the aviation, logistics, and shipping who are, even in these extreme conditions, helping you get to where you need to be, helping packages get to where they need to be. It's also true on the utility side. When you do have these outages, it's just absolutely extraordinary what these line workers and others go through in order to quickly restore power. So important to listen to any local announcements about how to make things a little bit easier for them. And of course, everybody's priority is to keep things up and running, keep things safe, and have everybody under as normal conditions as possible so that we can make the most of these holidays.
As a former mayor, I knew you would know how to answer that question because you've had to deal with it in that role as well. Thank you, Secretary Buttigieg. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Let's go now to CNN affiliate WHBQ reporter Jeremy Pierre, who is live for us in Memphis, Tennessee. Jeremy, wind chills clocked at -18. That's not normal for Memphis. How are things going there?
It's definitely not a typical day here in the city of Memphis, and it's showing with the drivers for sure. We're on Walnut Grove, which is very popular for people to get to and from work. And already this morning, we have seen people be defeated by this hill here in front of Hope Church on Walnut Grove in the city of Memphis. On our way to this area, we actually saw about 10 cars that either have been abandoned or wrecked. You can see it right here. Already this morning in this section, we've seen 4 cars spin out of control. That car right there, that vehicle, that SUV, is the lone one that is just stuck. It can't move because of the ice. Not only is this ice on this road hard to drive on, but it's absolutely impossible to walk on. I got a chance myself to see for myself that it is ice for sure. And for the most part, people are having trouble going up the hill, also down the hill, as you see with this crashed out car right here. Also, with people coming down this hill right here, people are ending up that hill for sure. So I've been in contact with several sources and with local hospitals. Thankfully, no one has shown up to a hospital this morning due to injuries because of any of the car crashes that have happened or being spun out of control here in the city of Memphis. But definitely not a typical day. It's cold, extremely cold, not what we're used to in this part of the neck of the woods, the Mid-South area, and definitely not a typical driving day for anyone that has to go back to work, to or from work.
Memphis, this is not your weather.
No.
Yeah, stay
No.
home. Stay home.
And also, Jeremy, do not walk on that road. I was so scared you're going to try to show us. It is, you can actually see the ice, right? If your cameraman will show us that shot again right next to you, you can see the ice on the road. Don't do it, Jeremy.
You can see the ice. Look, I'm touching it. You see how slick my hand is right here.
That's wild.
It is just sliding, slick and sliding. So, whoo.
Yeah, that's the right word. Jeremy,
We all
that's the
know what
truest
that
thing that anybody has said on this show all morning.
Woo, woo,
Thank
Jeremy
you,
Pierre.
Now that
Yes.
was a good report. All right, we want to head now to Denver, where temperatures plummeted overnight and wind chills are 13 degrees below zero right now. That's where we're going to find CNN's Lucy Kavanaugh. Lucy, good morning to you. How are people holding up after some record drops in temperature there?
Yeah, Don, good morning to you. I mean, not a great morning considering how painful it is to be standing out here. We did consider trying to find some folks to ask them how they're holding up, but thankfully most people seem to be heeding the advice of authorities and staying out of this terrible, bitter cold. Now, Colorado, unlike Memphis, is used to its cold winters. We're used to snow, we're used to the temperatures dropping, but of course the swiftness with which this Arctic blast came barreling through was just remarkable. We're talking about a 75-degree temperature swing from roughly 50 degrees on Wednesday when I was on air to minus 24 degrees Thursday morning. And those numbers don't do justice to how it actually feels to the human body, to the skin outside. Wind chills of -60, approaching -60 in some parts of Colorado. That's the kind of condition that can cause frostbite to exposed skin within minutes. Folks being urged to stand indoors, to stay indoors. Colorado's governor activated the National Guard to help with the extreme cold weather conditions. Now, we did see this massive Denver Coliseum opened up and converted into a 24-hour warming center to get folks out of the cold, but there was so much demand on that they had to open up 2 more emergency warming centers to keep people out of those freezing, uncomfortable, painful conditions. Most of the city is hunkering down. We are seeing some car traffic, and there is, of course, good news on the horizon for us. We're expecting these cold wind chills until about 11 a.m. local time, but then the temperatures will finally start climbing above zero. We've had nearly 35 hours, consecutive hours of temperatures below zero, but we could be back to 50 degrees by Christmas. Good news for us, not so good for you guys as that storm moves your way. Don?
All right. Lucy Kavanaugh, thank you very much.